Hello everyone, welcome to another Minecraft video. Today in this video we're in the latest snapshot um, of the 1.21 that is going to be coming up in a couple of weeks or so. So I decided to make a Minecraft tier list on these upcoming features which are coming into Minecraft. Now I'm doing this in the latest snapshot. So let's actually begin with what the tier list is. So I've actually structured it in such a way, so like at the top one we have the S tier, then we have the A tier, the B tier, the uh, C tier, the D tier right down there. That's like the lowest one as of now. I will be adding more of the tier list videos if you guys actually like more of these stuff. Without further ado, let's actually begin the video. So first of all, we're going to start out with the tough variants introduced into the Minecraft game. Now, these were the only first features we were introduced into the Minecraft game, particularly with the usage of tough. Now, the interesting thing is that... Oh, hello there. Looks like this guy's about to help me out. I think I might have... I don't know if I said it before, but the tough blocks which were introduced into Minecraft 1.17 were a bit off because you can't naturally use anything with this tough apart from just making buildings and stuff. But since we have access to the tough variants like the tough stairs, the tough slabs, the tough wall, it's very, very interesting as to how it actually exists into the Minecraft game. So I think the tough variants are probably going to come into the S tier because actually sorry I'm going to put this in the A tier because these ones are very, very interesting and they add more of the detail involved here. Like check this one out. We actually have the chiseled tough, which looks like a very interesting pattern involved, as most of these tough variants you can actually find them in the trowel chambers, but you can also use a stone cutter to actually make these ones, which are pretty cool as well. You also have polished tough variants, you have the tough bricks variants, and we have the chisel tough variants, which I kind of personally think looks like a TNT. So if I grab myself a TNT right here, you'll see it has the exact same similarities between these two, which are very, very interesting. You can actually prank your friends into thinking this is the TNT block and not this thing, and they'll get a little bit confused with that. But yeah, apart from that, having the tough variants as a decoration is something that I really like the most. So I'm going to put all of these variants right in here as of now. Now let's actually move on with the next one, which we have the copper variants. Now, little side note, 1.17 was the update when we were introduced into the copper ore. The only problem was we couldn't use anything with the copper, so if I type in here copper, we actually got a lot of the interesting stuff. For example, we just have the copper ore, the deep slate copper ore, the block of raw copper, then raw copper, and then copper ingot, which using that you can actually make the copper blocks and the cut copper blocks variants. Those are the only things you can actually make in 1.17, but now Mojang has got a full whole size scale look at how decorated the inventory is. My goodness, it's structured in such a way as to like being normal copper, then normal exposed and weathered, and then oxidized. I really like this, the way that they structured up into the creative inventory. It's pretty cool. But my opinion for giving these blocks is, first of all, detail, pretty cool, and I think for most of the Minecraft builds where like if you need a shade of orange or a shade of green, these ones are very handy to combine because most of the wood types aren't actually green, so I guess you could actually get most of these variants involved. I guess more of the building is very interesting enough. Most likely the copper doors and the trap doors, pretty much like the idea of them. Plus the copper grate, which kind of reminds me of I don't actually know what it was, but it actually reminds me of a pipe which actually has little holes, and you can actually leave it as a sewage line where like all the water will start draining down into these holes. These are actually pretty cool. Then you also have the chiseled copper, and I think these ones are pretty cool. So having these ones as decoration is something. Oh, and you can also wax these ones, which also are pretty cool. So I'm gonna put them. Oh wait, I've totally forgot. We are introduced into the copper bulbs, which are very interesting. The crafting recipe is a little bit interesting as it involves blaze rods instead of using, any of the light sources. It uses blaze rods plus some copper ingots plus, sorry, not copper ingots, I think copper blocks and redstone, which are pretty cool. You can actually light these ones up. So if I grab myself a stone button, you can actually press that there and do that. Now the very interesting thing is it's completely different compared to if I grab myself a redstone lamp. The thing is, for redstone lamps, when you flick this button, it stays there for some time and then it switches off on its own. Unless you got yourself an actual lever, then you can actually leave this for an entire long period of time. But if you remove it, it will basically be gone. Unlike the redstone lamps, the copper bulbs have the light and remains there for a very, very long time. And I think having, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. Having this particular detail is pretty cool, and also got to do with the light levels. It's so cool. I'm probably gonna see these in most of the Minecraft mob farms if they actually make tutorials using these ones as different light levels. Those actually are pretty cool. I'm gonna put these ones in the A tier. These ones right here. Unfortunately, we do not have the copper pressure plate or button, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting if we actually see those in the coming days or so. The copper bulb, however, I pretty much think it's a really cool detail, plus with the redstone circuitry that you can actually use for making these things. So I'm going to put these ones right here in the A tier list. Now moving on, we got very interesting things right here. We got some of the blocks which can only be found in the trowel chambers. For example, we got ourselves the trowel spawners, which I think is a very interesting detail. First of all, you can only activate them when you are in survival mode. And, whoops, I shouldn't have got that. And it actually spawns different mobs ranging from skeletons, zombies, husks, slimes, sometimes spiders, and most of all, debris, which we'll get to in a minute. Now, the very interesting thing is that you can't obtain this in survival mode, unfortunately, because it's kind of like bedrock. You can't break this thing, and it's a very, very hard block, to be honest with you. But if you're in creative mode, you could basically customize yourself and spawn different mobs. So for example, I can actually use a trowel spawner and use it to summon wardens if I want to. You can't see the warden inside it, unfortunately. I think it's probably because I think the mobs probably switched off. If you have the game rule of not spawning mobs, like the do mob spawning is switched off, then it's not going to spawn these ones, unlike mob spawners. So it's a very interesting detail, and the sounds of it, I really like the sounds. Just listen to this. It almost sounds like mobs are dying inside these ones. It's like souls are trapped in that. I really like this detail. I really like the way this block is pretty cool and introduced into the trowel chambers, and has a more feel and detail compared to the Minecraft mob spawners, and a different technical way of challenging into play. So I'm going to put this one in the S tier because these are really, really cool, and they actually, then it's like fake bedrock block. It's kind of harder than bedrock, kind of like reinforced deep slate, but like you can't break it. The next one that we have here is the vault. Now this is a new one which has been introduced a few weeks back, a few days ago, I mean, and it's a very interesting block. If I have not made a video on this thing, then I think I should actually go over as to how this thing works. So you normally find these vaults. So actually, before vaults were introduced, there were chests that were brought into the Minecraft game and brought into the trowel chambers. And the very interesting thing is that the trowel chambers is like a multiplayer challenging structure. It's kind of like a stronghold, but with more challenges. And with more challenges comes greater loot. But sometimes the chest can be looted by other players and you won't get the same stuff. So having a vault is a very interesting one, and in order to like get the loot inside this vault, you actually have to have a trial key. Now, if you notice, the trial key has this texture change, which I think they're probably gonna fix it back, or maybe leave it as it is. Who knows? But it's a very interesting touch of detail. This is the trial key, and you'll actually see that that this vault has a face on it. Just look at how this thing is. I really like this look of this particular block. It's similar to a trial spawner, as it actually uses the same color palette, but also has this very interesting face. It has like a double face on it. You'll see that there's little orange particles going into this one and having little sparks on it. So if I use a trial key, so let's say if I don't have a trial key and I'm trying to open this thing, right? So if I'm trying to open this thing, if I try to open with any item, anything, I can actually try with anything like a tunnel scoot or something. Anything that you use except a trial key, you can't actually get the loot in it, which is a very interesting detail. However, if you use a trial key, it'll eject all of these stuff out, which is kind of similar to a trial spawner as well, when you actually defeat the mobs and it gives you the loot as well. But the vault actually gives more than just one loot. Like for example, like not just one pile of baked potatoes. It gives you more than just that. It gives you a whole variety of enchanted armor, horse armor, and some enchantment books, which are really cool. So having the vault is a very interesting one, and it kind of overrides with other chests because it's kind of similar to shulker boxes, but you can only find them in the top spots, and I think you can't mine this thing. I mean, if you mine it, the loot which is inside it is gone. Oh, you can even see like the items that actually are changing, so you can tell what loot actually is inside this one. It's so cool. So having this touch of detail involved here, if you are far away from a trial spawner, it will look like this from far away. It's not activated, but if you go closer, it'll actually get activated. Waiting for a key to enter. So I think having this touch of detail is going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to put this one in the S tier. Love this one. Plus the trial key, which fortunately, before the vault came along, the trial key was this like a little icon. Like everyone were asking like if it's going to open a secret door. Now you can use it to open the vault, and that's a really cool one. So I'm going to put this one in the A tier, because first of all, looks and details pretty cool, but it's a very interesting touch of detail. And we got a lot of enchantment books. Reptile, we got all these ones. Next up, we got ourselves the one and only, the Crafter, or as many people say, the Mumbo Jumbo block. I don't know why, but it kind of looks like a Mumbo Jumbo face to me, and to everyone else. But the very interesting thing is that the crafter is kind of similar to auto crafting. So it's kind of similar to a crafting table, but it uses redstone power to basically do that. So let me actually demonstrate an example for you. So if I grab myself, let's say if I want to craft iron ingots from this crafter. So you have to put this in there, and you have to put iron nuggets, 9 of them, all of them in here. And you can grab yourself this thing. Now, in order to get the item out, you have to put a button or a lever and just press it, and you get yourself an iron nugget. It basically comes out of the mouth as well. If there's nothing in this thing, it will not shoot out anything else. So if there's any leftover iron nuggets in here, it's not gonna eject it out. It's like gonna permanently stay in there. You can even disable these slots if you want to do very interesting things like crafting a firework or some paper as well. It's totally up to you, but the crafter is a very interesting touch of detail. So having the crafter introduced into the Minecraft game is a very interesting one. Plus, many people were asking for automatic crafting, which I think is cool. Having detail plus also useful. I'm gonna see a lot of redstone circuitry using this one. Pretty cool. Has a lot of texture changes, but not gonna lie, that's a very interesting block introduced here. Now you're probably wondering, why is there a pot? Why is there a decorated pot in here? Well, if you are a little confused as to what this thing is, this was introduced into 1.20, the Trails and Tales update, and you couldn't actually really do anything with this one apart from like decorating your house or just having these little things around. Now you can change this into a piggy bank. So if I have a couple of diamonds, right here, I do not have diamonds for 5 days. Oh my god. So if I have diamonds, and if I right-click on this thing, you can see it starts a little jiggle, 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 as it stores all of the things into this pot. Now, there is a limit. You can't put more than 64 diamonds or 64 stacks of them. You can't put any other item in there. So it's like, it's kind of similar to a chest, but it has only one slot. Just one slot for one particular item. You can't allow any more than just one particular item. It will only allow just this. But if you want to store many others, like if you want to store some blocks that you can't, some items that you can't all like can't really get in the game, like for example netherite ingots. I mean, you can get them, but it's like if you want to store it right in here, you can store it in here. Another thing is that you can actually shoot projectiles at it. So if I grab myself, where is it? If I grab myself a bow, and if I shoot an arrow at this thing, it'll crack, and it will drop not just the bricks, which actually makes the pot, plus the item which is inside it. So that means you can actually do very interesting archery challenges with this, like trying to figure out which pot has the diamonds. Oh hey, I got 61 diamonds. Huh, that's pretty cool. So having this touch of detail is a very interesting one. However, I'm going to put this one in A tier, even though it is pretty cool. It's like one simple feature in here, and having one slot for one particular item. That's right there. Now, just point to be clear, these are of my opinion and not relying on any other's opinion. So if I get sued, yeah, it's my own opinion. Next up, we actually have the mobs right here, which we actually have the armadillo. Look at that. It has a new change to this one. No eyes in the front. Changes to the shell. It's really cool mob. I just love this mob. I'm not gonna lie. This mob is so cute. Like, look at this. Look at the little ears. Look at the little ears. Look at the little toes that they got in here. But the very interesting thing is that this armadillo, spawning itself, this armadillo is a very cute mob. That's the only thing you can actually find these mobs in. You can only find them in the savanna biomes, which is unfortunately the only place where you can actually find them. I shouldn't say unfortunately, because that's the only home where they're actually living in. You can actually feed them spider eyes. Yeah, spider eyes are now their actual food. God, there they are. So if I grab myself a spider eye, you can see it actually comes over straight over to me. You can actually tame the armadillos, and you can actually, well, breed armadillos to get yourself baby armadillos. Wow, you two are just having too long. So these are little cute mobs. However, one more interesting detail: if you run past them, they'll also hide into their shells. Oh, look at that! Look at that! See? Look at that! It pops a little head out, and then that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool feature. I think this one probably got changed because many people were saying the eyes were at the front, and when you punch them, they just run off. But instead, now if you punch them, it goes into the shell, and it'll actually wait. I'm gonna wait for a while. That's a very interesting feature. I really love it. I think Mojang probably took the inspiration from the Minecraft mob vote animation with which they made. I wonder who made the Minecraft mob vote animations. That's pretty cool. So I think they took inspiration from that, and it's a very interesting one. Look at the little block. That's a very mini size football block, to be honest with you. There you go, another spider eye. No? No? Okay. So I think having these mobs around is actually pretty cool. So yeah, this armadillo, A tier. Yep, A tier. It's a very cute mob, and I seriously do love cute mobs, to be honest, particularly cute piglins. If you have a brush on this one, you can actually get yourself Armadillo Scute. And if I made it, I think I made a mistake in the Minecraft Villager News Christmas edition when I said you actually use 5 Armadillo Scutes to actually make yourself the wolf armor. It actually involves 6 Armadillo Scutes to make the wolf armor. So, first of all, I think I actually like this one having a little shell. It's kind of different compared to a turtle scute. So that's Armadillo Scute. That's turtle scute. Looks a very interesting one. Also looks like a little chicken nugget. Just a small little small piece of chicken nugget. It's pretty cool. But another thing is that you can only use it to make wolf armor, which I think is like the only thing you can actually use for making wolf armor. That's like the only thing you can make using the Armadillo Scutes. However, I think I'm gonna see a lot more other things that we can actually make with the turtle scute apart from making wolf armor. Hopefully. But as of now, put that one in the A tier because first of all, looks so cute. Then we have wolf armor. Many people said it looked like liver when wolf armor was first introduced. Now it has kind of similar to a liver, but has a little boots on it. So if I grab myself a wolf, so let's do a little demonstration here. So grab myself a wolf. There we go. Don't mind the eyes. It's I'm using a resource pack. It's probably that. But hey, come back. So if I put on the wolf armor, okay, you need to sit down. Please. Okay, so having the wolf armor, that's pretty cool. Having the texture being changed, also pretty cool. Very interesting thing. Look at that. It has a little helmet on it. Look at that. It's pretty cool. So, like it or not, I think this one is pretty cool and provides a lot more protection to this wolf, to my dog. So, put that one in the S tier because provides a lot of protection. And actually, one more thing which I think we're probably missing out is that remember the armor trims we were introduced into the Minecraft 1.20. So like these armor trims right here. I wonder if we can dye our wolf armor or put on these armor trims to actually, stylize our wolf armor for the dog. That would make a lot more creativity. So I wonder if that feature is going to come into the Minecraft game. But as of now, I think having wolf armor as protection is fine. But I'm waiting for more options that we can actually use for wolf armor. Then moving on, we have this new item which is called a wind charge. Now, a wind charge is a very interesting one. This is the latest snapshot where you can actually try out these wind charges. So wind charge is basically like a wind, like a breeze bullet. It's kind of similar like a shulker bullet, but you can use it to jump higher. You can't really see it from here, but if you can actually, if I try on this dog right here, you can also do it on a particular hostile mob. So if I grab myself a creeper right here, then I can use the shulker bullet, the wind charge to basically make that mob up higher. Oh wow, look at that! It's doing an elite jump. Now you can't do that for some mobs. Unfortunately, you can't do it to an end dragon, I think, because the end dragon has wings, and I don't think the wind charges have any effect on that. But having a wind charge kind of similar to a snowball, because that's exactly what it kind of reminds me of. Look at that. It has the same similarity, like you throw a snowball, and it does significant amount of damage, but with wind. That's a very interesting one. It's kind of similar to a snowball, but you can use wind on it, and it's a very interesting detail. That bullet just went far away. But that's a very interesting touch of detail introduced here. Now, the very small bit, which is a bit frustrating to understand here, is that if you have a number of mobs and you use a wind charge on them, it only does for one particular mob, not a group of them. However, in a small video we saw, it does on a group of them. So I think this is just a small change here, but I think in the upcoming upcoming snapshot, I think they're probably going to change that and have to do it on more than just one mob that you can do with a shulker bullet. So here you can see they're now in groups. Okay, maybe they're quite far away, but you can only do it for one particular mob. You do it on a group of zombies, you can only just do one by one. How to obtain this one is you can kill a breeze and in a trial chambers. If you kill a breeze, you can actually get these wind charges ranging from 2 to 3 wind charges, I think. That's like kind of like the loot table for the breeze. So having first of all as a projectile introduced here, very cool, but has to have more than just one use. And I think having to use on one particular mob is not that good. So I'm going to put this one in the B tier, even though it's good. It just needs a bit more fixing involved here. That's what I'm probably going to go after for. Moving on, we actually got ourselves the spawn eggs here for the breeze. Pretty much the breeze is the only mob that you can actually find in the Trout's chambers, and that's the spawn egg you can actually get from it. Kind of looks like a blaze, to be honest with you, except actually it wins, and you can actually it shoots out wind charges. Very interesting enough. You good there, buddy? You're having a hard time climbing up stuff, it seems. The very interesting thing is that the breeze can now attack iron golems, which is kind of interesting. It cannot attack any other mobs apart from players, but it can actually attack an iron golem. Look at that! It shoots wind charges. It can even jump as well. It can jump higher. Look at that! The iron golem is having a hard time. However, the iron golem, the breeze may be a bit successful as to do a bit of damage using the wind charges, but that's like the only thing that it can do. The breeze can do. These wind charges can actually activate. The breeze, when actually it shoots these wind charges, it can actually be used to activate these doors here or these trap doors. Plus, I think no. Okay. I probably might be wrong, but I don't think you can actually use it to activate or deactivate copper bulbs. I think copper bulbs will actually need redstone pulse, but wind, you can use it on these ones. That's why sometimes in trial chambers, when the breeze is there, it sometimes shoots these wind charges at the doors, and it keeps on flinging up, open and close, because it's actually wind introduced here. So, first of all, breeze, very interesting touch. Okay, let's leave him here. The breeze, first of all, really cool mob. Really like the design of it, though. These creepers are having a hard time jumping up walls, it seems. Anyway, the breeze is a very interesting mob, and I think it's a very cool thing that it can actually do, like jump over players as to do like behind strike strategies. It's a very interesting detail. Really like that. Gonna put that in the S tier. Pretty cool thing. But you actually get wind charges from these ones, so I'm probably gonna see a lot of mob farms being built using these ones. And now we're gonna go to the last one, which I think I'm gonna be quite honest with you, is the redesign of a bat. And to be honest, I don't think I mean, personally, I think I like the bat model, the retextured one. Looks undeniably cute, but I really do prefer the old bat texture, to be honest with you. I mean, the old bat looks much better than just this thing. This doesn't look like a bat. I mean, even if you look at the wings, it looks weird, but it has the problem is, you can't really say if it is like a bad mob or not, because of its cute little ears it has. Whereas, like, if you look at normal bats, it kind of looks like has little horns on it. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say maybe or not, but I'm gonna put it in A tier, because first of all, texture looks cute. I have no other opinion to say about this mob, actually. Oh, actually, one more thing I forgot to mention. There is a new command being introduced here, which is called the tick command, which you can use to freeze time and slow time down. These creepers are having a hard time, but if I use the tick command here, So if I use tick freeze, boom, we are freeze. The whole thing is frozen. All these mobs are actually standing right there doing whatever they're doing. We have the iron golem just looking at the breeze. The breeze is frozen. The bat is frozen. It's trying to flap its wings. Look at that. Its wings is no clipping through the black stone block. But everything around, plus if you drop like some items around here, like if I do this, drop a thing there, it basically is frozen. You can even slow down time, so you can actually do step forward a bit. You can't go back. You can't go back time. You can only do front time, and that's like the only thing you can actually do with this one. You can also change the rate of it. So the normal rate, the normal tick rate is 20, but if you change it to 2, and then if we do, we can also unfreeze time as well. So if you do that, everything is low. You can look around, it's fine to you, but if you move, it's super slow. It's super slow. Look at that mob, it's still hopping up and down, trying to figure out which way to go. He thinks this way, so this way. You can even see the breeze flurrying winds, and the iron golem still staring up at it. You can see the bat moving in slow motion. You can slow down time. You can even speed up time. So if I do it, it's to 200. Look at that, super fast. The iron golem is going super fast as well. Winchesters are going faster, and the creeper is, yeah, everything's speeding up. Plus the daylight cycle. I think I've actually frozen it because I don't want to get nighttime too fast. But you can actually see it actually does this pretty fast. If I now set it back to 20, that's like the normal rate. So having the tick command, pretty cool. I'm just going to use the tick command as a command block. So if I can myself up, okay. Little point here. There used to be a section where you can actually have access to command blocks in here in some of the snapshots, but I think they removed it, probably because it was technical details involved here. So if I just for now, the command block is the tick command. Okay, just the command block is to represent tick command. I think I'm going to put this one in the S tier because first of all, tick commands you can actually use it to freeze time, meaning when time is frozen, you can still move around, and there's no difficulty at all. You can even interact with the mobs. However, dropped items, you can't actually get the item back when it actually falls onto the ground because the time is frozen. But the very interesting thing is I can actually freeze up time, and I think it's a really cool, interesting detail. And I think that will be it for this episode. This video of the Minecraft tier list. I will be making more tier list videos, so please do stay tuned for more of that. But as of now, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please do leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I shall see you guys in the next Minecraft video. See ya! Oh, and if you're confused, why my skin's like this, it's because I'm doing this in a snapshot, and my skin does not work in snapshots. I don't know why. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to be the awesome Hero Brian. See ya!